Good morning, ladies. This is Stephanie, your Mary Kay Beauty Consultant, coming straight from my bathroom to show you how to have a flawless foundation finish. Say that 3 times fast. And I'm going to be using just a couple of products this morning. Before I even came to you this morning, I did do my Miracle set, which was the cleanser, the day solution, the moisturizer, and then I did do a little bit extra of our intense moisture right around here, around the nose area and my chin, because those get really dry sometimes. So I use those products. What I'm going to be using this morning is one of my favorite products, and you may have heard of this before. It's our foundation primer. And really fun story. This came out just a little under a year ago, and I loved it. Started using it immediately, and started getting compliments. People were saying, your skin looks so amazing. I can't get over how good your skin looks. And I couldn't figure out what was different because my skin had already really started looking good with our Miracle set, but realized it was probably this primer. So we've got this beautiful primer here, and what I'm going to do is put a little bit a primer here on my fingers, okay? And then we're going to rub it together. And I'm going to put it on all over. And this is so silky, ladies. Like I can't even explain to you. You're going to have to call me to try it. Even if you just want to try it on the back of your hand really fast, because it is so smooth and silky that you just feel elegant using it, and you can tell that it's going to work right away. So you can see I keep getting in my nose area here, around my lips, the chin, all along the edges, okay, and spread that around. And then we're going to just let that dry for just a couple of seconds while I get out my foundation of choice. Now remember that Mary Kay actually has 6 foundations, so don't be scared of foundation. It's actually good for your skin as far as being a protective barrier wall against the elements. When dirt and grime and sweat and things touch your face, they're not even going to get to us because we have on our foundation and our foundation primer. So we do start with a tinted moisturizer if you want really light coverage. Then we move up into our mineral powder foundation, which is like a powder but much smaller molecules. Then we move into the liquids that I'm going to show you today, and we have 2 formulas of the liquids. And then we have a cream to powder. We also do still have our medium coverage foundation, but it's phasing out, so I don't really encourage that one as much. So we have all levels of coverage. This morning I'm going to show you our new Time Wise liquid foundation. This has been around for about 11 months now. It does come in matte wear for people with more oily skin, and then it comes in a luminous wear if you have drier skin. So you can make it work any way that you want, and this is so perfect for me. I love the feel of it. And what I really love is this brush, and we're going to use this foundation brush this morning. So I'm going to get out my foundation, and I'm actually going to put just a little bit on my hand, okay? And we're going to take our brush, and we're going to work it in just like we are artists and paintbrush, or makeup artists, okay? This was taught to us by a makeup artist. And we're going to stripe it right down here. I'm going to get just a little bit more so I can get that forehead and nose. Okay. The reason we do this is so that the concentration of foundation is in the middle of the face, and we're not getting a whole bunch in our hairline. Then we just start working it in. Okay. What's great is this really helps us get into the corners. It also, our hands sometimes tend to warm up the foundation, and so it might actually not spread as well, or you might have spots not covered as well because our warm hands are thinning out the foundation where we hit it. So this brush is going to help you get a little more even coverage here. I want to get up here and work it up, and you can see that I'm not having too much, so I'm not worrying too much about, you know, I can still go into the hairline without feeling like I'm going to have it caked in up there. Okay, and I like to do my eyelids. If you don't, that's okay, but it definitely won't hurt. I do wear contacts, and I do have very sensitive eyes, and I don't tend to have an issue. I'm going to get really close here so I can make sure I didn't miss anything. And the great thing is I'm going to show you how to set this with powder. So if you did miss a corner or two, our powder's going to fill in. So you guys can see how smooth that is. Now the important thing with the foundation is getting the right undertone. If you're doing a mineral powder foundation or even the tinted moisturizer, the undertone does not matter as much. But when you're wearing our liquid, you have to make sure that I'm helping you figure out if you're a yellow undertone, an olive undertone, or a red undertone, and that we pick the right foundation for that. So if you're having a hard time figuring that out, definitely let's get together for 5-10 minutes. You can try the primer, and then you can we can figure out your shade. Now, we sell a couple different pressed or powders. We sell the mineral powder, which is actual foundation. Then we sell this loose powder, okay? This is more traditional, what you would consider as a face powder, and it's for setting other foundations. So you could use this with your tinted moisturizer or your cream or your liquid one that we're doing now. We also have a pressed mineral powder, which is great too. I just happen to like this looser version, and I'm using my mineral brush, okay? You can use your brush from your brush set too, okay? And I like to use my lid, work it in, tap it off, okay? And then just set your foundation. And you're gonna see this just gives me a really smooth, all over look. The other great thing I love is that my foundation, my liquid I'm using is one of the lightest shades. It's my lightest shade that I ever get to, and I usually hit it about this time of year. This is just one step up, and so what it does is it still gives me, it's helping me kind of transition into these winter months where my skin is like on the verge of being the lightest, but it's still not quite lost all of its summer pizzazz. I know, for those of you that are really, really bronze, you're laughing at me thinking this is darker, but I will get a little bit lighter. So this powder kind of helps blend it and keep me looking natural. So that's it, ladies. Of course, then you would move on to using highlighting pen or eye makeup, and I'll show you some of those highlighting products in future months as we continue on. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.